So I do have a script, and I am going to try and stick to it as much as I can. But I might go off, or it might sound very monotone if I do just start reading it and get kind of lost in it. But anyway, so I first learned about ADHD when I was 15. My best friend's little brother had it, and I didn't really see what the big deal was. He was excitable, and he talked a lot, but what's really wrong with that? I didn't really understand why it was a big thing that needed Medicaid. Because I was the exact same way. I constantly had people tell me to calm down, think before I spoke, and my family has this very loving nickname for me of half a job, because I'm incapable of doing anything fully. Unless I'm interested in it, then you can't get me away from it. Example is that when I was younger, I used to like to read anything and everything, and by anything, I mean anything. My mum used to get annoyed at me in the mornings because when she was making breakfast, if she left the cereal box on the table, I'd end up being late for school because I was too busy reading the ingredients on the box. But since I was easily distracted and couldn't finish chores, like parents were constantly on me, shouting at me for not hoovering properly or grounding me because I was giving my teachers a hard time by getting distracted and being cheeky and all that sort of stuff. So I started to resent them, started to rebel against them, then started fights at school, started skipping classes, and then the more I rebelled, the more they tightened it, kind of like, quicksand. The more you struggle, the more you sink. And it eventually led to a massive blowout with my mum, causing me to leave. I left home at 16. I moved in with a friend of mine for 4 months. Tried to go back a few times, but every time I'd had that little bit of taste of freedom, and I couldn't go back to being stuck inside and being grounded 24/7. So as soon as I was 18 and in full-time work, I basically just left for good and moved to another city and thought this was it. Finally my own place, friends, good job I was good at, and all the freedom I could ask for. But then, like, old patterns emerged. And it wasn't against parents this time that I was rebelling against. It was friendships, or it was relationships, or it was work. And every time I lost interest in something, I'd get bored and then get in trouble for not acting like everyone else would. And I couldn't really understand people wanting to sit still and just have a boring routine and do nothing all the time. And then my granddad passed away, and I was just angry at everyone and everything. Didn't matter who it was. I ended up losing promotion at work. I lost a really good friend for a while because I became this I'm better than everyone type of asshole. And due to issues at work and swearing at work and swearing at colleagues, my work recommended anger management, which did help for a few years, and things did start to calm down. I got married, had 2 kids, moved house, still had the occasional fallout at work, but so did everyone. And I used to occasionally think back to, like, my friend's little brother. And as he got older, I kept seeing the similarities. Started getting people asking me if I had ADHD. And I'd just laugh it off and use the line from Big Bang Theory. Just, oh yeah, my mother had me tested. And I said it so often that I actually started to believe this lie that I was telling everyone, until I actually said it in front of my mum. And she went, no, I didn't. Only the bad boys had that, and you weren't that bad. I was just shook. I'd spent years convincing myself that there was nothing different about me. I was just angrier and more impatient than everyone else. Then, in 2019, things in work changed. We got new management, and I work as an analyst, and it's boring as hell at times. So we used to put the headphones in, and you'd sit there and have your headphones on and work away, and it was fine. But the new management didn't like it and felt it was unprofessional for us to have it. And I never realised how much I was using it as a coping mechanism. Because of the office I'm in, it's open plan, I was tuning into conversations that were happening 10, 15 feet away from me. And then getting in trouble because I'm tuning into conversations that have got nothing to do with me. And the answer of, well, maybe you shouldn't be talking so loud, apparently isn't the right one. So because my work had been going well before that, and I just put it down to me maturing and finally getting a grip in my life, I was just kind of slowing update to life. That's all I kind of thought of. But then when people started moaning about the whole headphone debacle, I was one of those folk that I'm one of those people that people moan to instead of moaning to the right person. And when they do it enough, I end up going to the right person, which is this lovely cycle that continues to get me in trouble. And I went to the new management and went, look, can we get these back? Like, productivity's gone low, morale's gone low, and honestly, we just miss it. And then my manager said this lovely comment, which was, unless there is a medical reason that I needed them, I wasn't getting to use them again. And it was like a light bulb just went, and I was like, right, that's it. I'd spent so long wondering why I was just worse than other people. And I knew that I worked better with headphones, so this was the time. Went to my GP, gave me a test complete, and the following day, handed it in and got told I was being referred. 8 weeks later, I had the appointment to go see this doctor. And I sat in the waiting area, and I could feel myself getting more and more anxious and not really knowing why. The whole point of me going for this test was as some pitiful excuse to get headphones at my work, which seemed ridiculous. So I know why now. Like, I dodged this appointment for years, just without realising, thinking I could just be better. And I walked into this woman's office, and I just burst out crying. I absolutely bawled like a little baby. The doctor was great. She just sat there, waited for me to pull myself together, took me through the interview. It was meant to be a 1 hour appointment. And then 10 minutes before it ends, she says, like, do you have anything on after this? I was like, no. She's like, right, we're just going to finish it. We're just going to do it right now. I was like, right, okay. An hour and 50 minutes after I first get in and finished the test, and she just turns around to me, puts the pen down and goes, yep, you definitely have ADHD. So naturally, I burst out crying again. She said that she knew the second I walked in that I had it. All I needed was an EKG, and she gave me a prescription for medication there and then. I legged it. Like Usain Bolt legged it to the EKG department, to the point where they had to actually stop me when I got there and say, we need you to take 5 minutes to calm down, because if we give you an EKG right now, there is no way in hell we're going to be giving you stimulant medication. So, calmed down, got the EKG, went back up, and she's sitting there, prescription in hand, there you go. So I go home, get my prescription, and that's it. I was ecstatic. Finally had this reason as to why it was me. And then reality hit hard. Like, how many friendships, jobs, relationships have been ruined by me not knowing I had this, because my parents had a warped sense of what it was. Not because of their like biases or anything like that, but just pure ignorance. All we ever got told as people with ADHD was hyper people. People who couldn't shut up, people who had to sit the fuck down and just kind of fucking behave yourself. Pardon the French. So I started researching into it and looking into everything. And it was so much more than I thought. Started a Twitter account in September 19, started talking to people like me. And then in March, COVID hit. And my work were like, right, you can all work from home. And it lasted 7 days. And then on Sunday, I went mental. I had it just snapped. Stormed at my house, took my dog, went for a walk. 15 minutes later, came back, apologised, going, I don't know why I did that. I did. I can't sit still. I can't be in the same room for 7 days looking at the same 4 walls over and over again. Driving myself insane. So because I was starting to lose my mind being stuck in the house, and then all the progress that I made with my medication and the work adjustments were just being thrown out the window. I needed people. So I put a message out on Twitter. Does anyone want to have a Zoom chat? I didn't think anyone would say yes, but someone did. A lovely woman in California who's actually in this chat. Hey-oh, there she is. And I was over the moon. She invited someone for, oh, Evie, please don't correct me, then I feel stupid. Oh, ACG. Thank you, Mads. Yeah, so Shane Blake's the guy that's in Australia who had it, and we spoke for 2 hours about nothing and everything. It was awesome. So I decided to do it the next week, and the next week, and every Friday at 9:30 p.m. BST since. We've had people all over the world, and regularly we're 15 to 20 people, and 6 or 7 countries with maybe 5 or 6 different states as well. So I've found my tribe now. I have a whole world of people like me who, I'm going to say who like me, but that might be up for debate in the comments in a second. And don't get annoyed with me for talking too much. I've had people say thank you to me for running it because they feel welcomed and that they aren't so alone anymore. And I'm inspired by all these people. I've started to get creative again. One of the poems I've written's in the presentation part. And it's something I've not done in years. Got new friends I can reach out to who understand me and my issues. And knowing who I am, like officially knowing it, it's helped me open up and help me help people in a way that I never thought I could. I just thought I was that nippy little bastard who just didn't shut the fuck up. I'm so thankful to that one woman, Carrie, because if she hadn't came on that first chat, I wouldn't have done it again, and I'd still feel lost. And that's me.